Charles, sit up. Here we go. Sit.
Lady, wait up.
Sit your ass down. Sit your ass down.
Hey, Tom! Tom!
Woo! Let's go! Where's the penalty? We gotta go back though. Oh, that was clean. That was clean, bet.
Tom! Tom!
Hey, get DK to calm the fudge down. It's 4th and 10.
Get your ass down, boy. I know. You better get your
Oh my gosh, bruh. Are you kidding me, bro? Lock the out of that guy! How you ass? God dang.
Go. Y'all better live! Y'all better live! Y'all better live! Yeah, we do.
Apparently, they better lift. Okay. Let's see what happens this weekend. Let's go to work, baby. Let's make it happen.
You're talking to the Rolex.
Yeah.
Diamond ring. Hit stealing. Wheeler dealing. Limousine riding.
Bitches believe me back in business. The shit I be smoking is how we get from now. It's all of my niggas pushing the limit. My high got me go bigger.
Guys, we got this new wrestler, Trick Williams. We're trying to separate him from his current partner, Carmelo Hayes, and we need a theme song that's really going to deliver and give him that push as a single star. What are we thinking? I brought in my boy to lay down a beat, and I'm just going to let you guys decide the rest. So why don't you drop that beat?
Yeah, only man in my family left, just buried my dad and my grandpas are dead. I would call myself a product of the projects I would blare in my head, but I'm much more of a product of my mama being manic, depressed, panic, impressed. Parents planted a pledge in my head that I would see my potential persuade. My potential need a mental scan. To middle school, my record had been covered with assault like a pretzel stand, touring out the rental van. Mama like to stay at home, she only pop out for the sun like a freckle can. My bitch quiet, she a gentle hand. She don't make a sound until she ready for some tea. She a kettle down. I don't fuck fans like I used to, so try to not tell me you a fan to protect the brand. I can make a living off of my own music, but I stay in their mouth to be safe. I'm like a dental dam. Y'all lyrical, your music isn't hot. If you go with words, write a book, maybe it'll pop. All the people y'all compare me to are 10 years older than me. They all getting married or vacationing a lot. This is all the fuck I do. Study from my school, show me things until it swallowed up my youth. Lighting candle, top of tables, bottom of them too. Candles all across the room, felt like we were doing Hanukkah for two. What's new? I was fucking her in LA, was in love with her. Now I'm done with her. I'm about to go on tour. I might buy your ass a ticket just to show the true depiction of a young winner and a superstar that don't fuck with her. Back in seconds before, just stacking written as if it was ammunition for wars. You rappers sitting indoors, just to solve a problem at you. I put chalk around you, a mathematician for sure. Homie brought it in, but he's stashing shit in his shorts. Told him wrap it in a sock, let the cash I hid in my drawers. The best part of being corny, you gotta be to having bitches on fours and 500,000 off tours and having divided floors. Grabbing shit I afford, packing shit for resorts, active listener cores, massive interest support. Back up whips I import, sports cars without knowing like half a shit about sports. My bitch wants see fabricating the floor. She keep reaching for the belt like she got a son who hadn't finished his chores. I had it since I was born, open mics with the homies for 3 people. I had to really perform. He rap, but it hasn't really matured. He blames the crease on me.
Oh, damn. Why does it feel like we've been here before? Yes, it's been a little bit since I've been here. It's been about, give or take a week. But we back. Yes, folks, we back. We back by popular demand. Welcome to, I guess, a mesh of the United Aftermath and Slap and the Smashing Show with yours truly, the captain. I am the Captain Ron Johnson. Welcome to the party. I am your host, a.k.a. Capitez 4, a.k.a. Hell Capitan, a.k.a. Hell Unleashed, if you from the AZ. Just putting that out there. Hint, hint, hint. Time to get right with it. But we've arrived. We have the Stanley Cup Finals. We have the NBA Finals. We got the UFL Conference Championship games. We got a lot going on this weekend, and it is beautiful. Well, unless you're a member of the Oklahoma City Thunder. I mean, in that case, damn, y'all got fucked last night. Let's put it as nice as we can. Nobody saw what happened last night when it comes to the Indiana Pacers coming back and winning that game in Game 1 of the NBA Finals. The Pacers are on a mission. And I think that the Thunder should pay homage to the very fact that the last time they were like this right now, it didn't end well for them. And even when they were the Sonics, at least they showed a little bit of heart. Hit, NBA. It's time to bring a Seattle team back to the key city. Just kind of putting it out there. That's the only thing. Edmonton in overtime. Connor McDavid doing what he does best. Holy this motherfucker is on one and he wants to bring that cup back to Edmonton. Overtime victory as they win Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final against the Florida Panthers in overtime. When I say it's a little bit crazy, it's a lot bit crazy. And, oh, hello. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time since he's come back from Florida and has yet to sit here and work on his damn tan since then, my bro, my boy, my homie, the man who basically has the magic golden ticket when it comes to the horse racing, Joe Quill's in the building. JQ, what's cracking, my dude?
I don't have any golden tickets. I've been ice cold with my picks lately.
Wait. But the thing is, what's cool to mean cool? Ice cold! So,
But, funny
ahead.
story. Handicap races, look at the program. Don't do shit.
So, you can say...
All right.
This is
Well,
my damn show. YouTube can go suck it. I don't care.
I try not to curse.
I know.
But then I'm watching the last race in Saratoga today. We got a hockey game tonight. Horse by the name of Hit the Post. Screw it. Everything else is going wrong. Why not throw a couple extra bucks? Don't you know that thing comes in at 13-1?
Okay.
Oh, I had it.
Did you get paid?
Yes, I did.
Like I said, Mr. Golden Ticket himself. Now, this would be great if we could get Rocket Reese in here, but obviously Rocket Reese has been a little bit busy. I've been a little bit busy. Joe Quill's been a little busy. Hell, Don Juan has been a little bit busy. So we don't know who's going to pop up in here, but we're going to go crazy. What you want to talk about first? You want to talk about the NBA Finals Game 1 or you want to talk about the Stanley Cup Final Game 1? Because both of them pretty much ended in epic fashion.
Whichever you want. I saw a little bit more of the NBA game than I did the NHL game on Wednesday night.
Have people actually sat here and finally gotten off of Halliburton's dick? Have they finally sat here and given this man his dues?
Mm-hmm.
I remember last time I actually was excited about an NBA final. Even during the COVID era, it wasn't even that exciting. But this one, on the other hand, actually has my attention to the point where I'm actually at work, actually watching this, or kind of scrolling through it via laptop. But don't tell my boss that, even though she'll be okay with it at this point. But how do you feel? Has Halliburton finally sat here and made him to the point where he's become that guy?
He's becoming that guy. I mean, if he isn't already.
I feel like he is.
Yeah,
I
he
mean,
is.
when's the last time we saw the Indiana Pacers in NBA Finals?
Well, I mean,
It's been a minute.
I think we're buying into the whole OKC stuff.
I have never been able to sit here and call Oklahoma City the Thunder. I've called them Oklahoma City Supersonics 2.0.
Mm-hmm.
Here they are, a second time around in the NBA Finals. No, nothing basically should be holding them back. They should have won this game last night, and they blew it. I'm sorry. I love my little brother to death. Love you to death, AJ. But your team blew that game last night, and there is not a snail, not a mother chucker that can sit here and tell me otherwise. But damn, 2 game ones that actually turned out not just good, but damn good.
Mm-hmm.
And in the middle of this, and then of course we have the UFL conference championship games. I know I told you guys there's gonna be a little crossover, it's gonna be a mesh. We have the Final Four of the UFL. We have DC taking on St. Louis in my backyard for the XFL Conference Championship. We have the Birmingham Stallions taking on the Michigan Panthers for the USFL Conference Championship. Winners go to the Dome for a big battle on Father's Day weekend. I'm actually looking forward to it. But just when we thought we actually had everything the way we wanted it, my dude, somebody, the cockroach of the NFL, that's what I'm going to call him, the cockroach of the NFL. When the NFL implodes and just disappears, this La Cucaracha will still be there.
Mm-hmm.
You know who I'm talking about.
Yep.
We had to talk about him during the draft, during basically spring training, during minicamp. Hadn't heard a damn thing. And Schittsburg does what we all felt like they were going to do when they decide to sit here and draft Will Howard, who was still available late in the drafts. I don't understand what the hell that was about, but I digress. Before I get that man's thoughts, Chisel Adonis, who is actually queued up, give me your thoughts on Aaron Rodgers signing a 1-year deal with the Schittsburg Steelers. I want to know. I want to know. Because I know you are an Eagles fan. It is so bad. There's more to this story than you know. But let me get your initial thoughts.
I personally think, and I'm starting to turn into a right-wing conspiracy theorist. I think Aaron Rodgers did sign when he was in Pittsburgh in March, but they never announced it. How do you explain that they have Pittsburgh and the Jets week 1 at the Meadowlands?
Payback time. Because who's the quarterback for the Jets, I believe? I believe that's Justin Fields.
So you're going to have Justin Fields and Aaron Rodgers facing off in week 1.
For 2 plays! Aaron Rodgers ain't going to make it that whole damn game. The man is younger than me by 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
There is no way this fool is going to be able to do what he did in Green Bay. But, of course, the Steelers had to be stupid. I know there are a lot of Steelers fans that want to chime in on this one, and I'm sorry, but damn, how incredibly fucked is your team? This man won't cuss, but I sure as hell will. Because I cannot figure out in my head what planet we live on in which there's a member of Steelers Nation that wants to wave those terrible towels freely and willingly right now. and this is the part that you may not know about, since you said about the whole right-wing conspiracy thing. A lot of Steelers fans are kind of pissed off even before announcing about Aaron Rodgers. And there's a reason for it. Because Mason Rudolph decided something stupid earlier that week.
Mhm.
This must have been a week where basically the Steelers wanted to say, we don't care about our fans. We're going to go, we're going to the Super Bowl. Stupid. But Mason Rudolph decided to take it upon himself to step on a stage with a certain desperate Cheeto flavored taco, as I've come to call him.
Mhm.
And because he did that, a lot of Steelers fans sprinted to the stadium. Didn't run, didn't walk, didn't even power walk. Sprinted to the stadium and asked for refunds of their season tickets. They rescinded their season tickets because of what Mason Rudolph sat here and did. I'm not making this a political thing, but I'm kind of thinking in my head, the Steelers did just that for me. I don't have to.
Mhm.
That being said, though, you being this crazy right-wing nutbag that you claim to be, which I
Nah,
don't really feel
just
that.
with this football.
This
Just
is the
with this
football thing. How far down has this put the Pittsburgh Steelers? Let's just say everybody as nice as we can. Has the Steelers officially hit rock bottom? And are we planning to sit here and watch the Steelers become the new Vegas Raiders, the new New England Patriots, the new Miami Dolphins, the new New York Jets before Aaron Glenn got hired on? How bad do you feel like this downfall of the Steelers is going to get?
I think it's a distinct possibility you could have the first Pittsburgh Steelers coach fired since 1968.
You think in midseason or after season?
After.
I'm thinking mid, because the fact that you have Rodgers in your locker room, the toxicity that oozes off of Aaron Rodgers should be everything. And I was shooting the shits with a Steelers fan before all of this transpired. And what got me the most was that he could not figure out in his fucking head how the hell did the Steelers sit here and just bypass every open quarterback, even Shador Sanders, in the draft, to wait for this 40-year-old fossil, this broken down Carney Jagoff, known as Aaron Rodgers, to sign with them.
Mm-hmm.
Make that shit make sense. But I was not the only one, because I'm not a Steelers fan. You are an Eagles fan, obviously. I even heard some Steelers fans going, well, fly, Eagles, fly. They actually were flipping. They were flipping to the Eagles.
If they choose Sheets over Wawa, they can stay in Pittsburgh.
Hold up. No. I've never been to either Pittsburgh or Philly. I have been to the East Coast.
Mm-hmm.
I even choose Wawa over Sheets.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's got about it. I'm like, if you've never been to Wawa, trust me. God, the bitches and gravy those guys have just hits close to home.
Okay.
And I'm Negro, so trust me, I know. But again, I'm not an Eagles fan. I'm a boy Jay. I'm a Rams guy. I wanted to get one guy's opinion. And, well, he didn't disappoint. Can you hear this?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to stop it right there.
Mm-hmm.
They got rid of Justin Fields because they didn't think he was ready. They let Russell Wilson go because he's getting up there in age. But they're putting their faith and their trust to groom a young Will Howard, who already has a chip on his shoulder because he got drafted late. This is a guy who led the Buckeyes to a national championship a few months ago, if I'm not mistaken. And they are trusting Will Howard in the arms, hands, fingertips of Aaron Rodgers?
Bad idea.
I mean, if they wanted somebody to basically sit here and teach Will how to basically shove a tampon up his ass, Aaron Rodgers is the guy to do it. I'm sorry, but I called Aaron Rodgers a bitch after he went to New York. I call him a bitch now. I don't care if he don't like it. He can sit here and sue me for slander. Truth hurts, doesn't it? Aaron, Will. But I digress. Go ahead, Chisel. Actually, I'm curious about that myself. When was the last time Aaron Rodgers won a playoff game? It actually got me wondering.
I am looking that up for you right now.
You know what? I'm gonna
But-
do one. You know what? I kind of want to go with this one.
I do
Hey,
want to.
Google. When's the last time Aaron Rodgers won a playoff game? Are you shitting me? I don't know if you got the answer, but I damn sure got the answer.
What was it?
January 16th, 2021, when he defeated the Los Angeles Rams 32-18 in a divisional playoff, most likely in Green Bay. And if I'm not mistaken, didn't Tom Brady go into Green Bay and make Aaron Rodgers and show Aaron Rodgers, prove to Aaron Rodgers that he was his, that basically Rodgers was his bitch and Brady was his daddy that year?
Yep.
Because that was
Now-
during the COVID era, if I'm not mistaken.
But I do want to say one thing. If he's going to farm it up with the Steelers,
Yeah, you know it.
what 300-pound woman with four teeth is he going to send a dick pic to?
Oh, well, let's see. It is Schittsburg, and there are plenty of 300-pound toothless women in that city. That much I know, and that's been proven. That has been proven to me, not by you, not by anybody in Pittsburgh, or anybody outside of Pittsburgh, but by one of my close friends in Pittsburgh who happened or lived near Pittsburgh. And she even sat here and said she was bi, and she sat here and said there wasn't enough tequila or whiskey or scotch in Schittsburg to make her be like, well, I might hit that. I mean, come on now. In my head, I'm trying to fathom this thought where I see the Steelers actually finishing higher than last.
Mm-hmm.
And the only reason I see that actually happening is if the Cleveland Browns just implode completely. I see Baltimore most likely winning the division. I see either Cincy or Cleveland actually making a fight. But I see no way of Pittsburgh winning this division with Aaron Rodgers, the ayahuasca asshat. And that's your new name, Aaron. Sorry, you deserve it. The ayahuasca asshat known as Aaron Rodgers completing this. You got rid of your best receiver in George Pickens after you trade for DK Metcalf, which pissed off a lot of Seahawks fans. A lot of them. I know this because my son happens to be a Seahawks fan. Living proof. I ain't heard the end of it yet. For them sitting here doing what they did, I'm actually kind of insulted. Then you can wait until the tail end of the draft to finally get a quarterback because you're like, well, Aaron's not going to do this and that and the other. Aaron Rodgers is not going to do anything except make your entire locker room more toxic than it already is. I can't imagine that locker room being more toxic with the fact you have DK Metcalf, who basically was already a diva in Seattle, and then you decide to trade for him. You let Justin walk. You let Russell walk. You draft Will Howard because his ass, for some stupid fucktard reason, was still available in that late rounds of the draft. And then you decide, okay, we're going to make the announcement. Aaron Rodgers is a Steeler. Will you piss off Terry Bradshaw? Nobody's heard a lick from Ben Roethlisberger since his ass retired. Mm-hmm. But I can almost tell you, Ben Roethlisberger is in some strip club pissed off at the fact that Aaron Rodgers is going to tank and taint, rub his taint all over this franchise.
Mm-hmm.
This is the equivalent of him sitting here actually pulling this damn stunt. This is about as stupid of an idea as the tush push getting banned. Mm-hmm. Dumb ass idea. Like I'm trying to figure out ahead. Where exactly do you put Aaron Rodgers? Put his ass as a kicker, because that's about as good as he's going to get, and he'll probably sit here and pop his Achilles on that too. I guarantee, I literally can feel it. I feel like 2 plays. It will be 2 plays, and Aaron Rodgers will be done for the season. Well, that 1-year contract will mean shit.
I'm thinking around mid-October, because the field will be nice and chewed up because the University of Pittsburgh also plays there.
Do you think the tendon will last all the way into October?
I think it's going to be the other tendon.
I feel like it's the other tendon too, but I don't feel like he's going to last. We know Aaron Rodgers. He don't want to make mistakes because if he makes a mistake, he'll blame it on whoever the hell's the closest one to him. Mm-hmm. We saw it in New York. We saw it in Green Bay. You know how much Green Bay, the Packers, and the Jets are laughing their asses off right now at the Steelers for doing the dumbest, stupidest thing in the world. You get this pussy, this ayahuasca asshole known as Aaron Rodgers, and you wonder why people are really asking for refunds on their season tickets.
Mm-hmm.
Tomlin, this is the dumbest move you made since trading Metcalf and then trading Pickens. I can't even.
They traded Kenny Pickett to the Eagles. That's Super Bowl champion.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
I'm joking around with that.
No. That's actually accurate. Because wasn't Kenny Pickett a part of that Eagles Super Bowl team?
He took the final knee for the Eagles.
And who did Kenny Pickett play for?
University of Pittsburgh.
And who did he play for last season?
Eagles.
And he was traded from the Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all about black power, but holy fuck a duck. Mike Tomlin, you are fucking the duck. You are fucking duck hard. You are ducking hard.
I think if anybody gets fired mid-season, it's the GM, not Tomlin.
I feel like it's gonna be Tomlin, because when it comes down to it, Tomlin's the one who's got to put this damn shit sandwich together and make it presentable.
Mm-hmm.
The last thing you need is for the Steelers' attendance to look like the attendance of the Memphis squad from the UFL, the Memphis Showboats. The last thing you need is them looking like that.
I'm thinking Temple Owls.
Or Temple Owls. They're both pretty much the same damn attendance. And I feel like it is. But what gets me the most, what boggles my mind more than anything else, is that the Steelers think they made a good call in keeping and bringing in Aaron Rodgers.
Mm-hmm.
When my son, who's a diehard Seahawks fan, my wife, who is a diehard Cowboys fan, are both laughing their asses off. And they know me. I'm a Rams guy. I'm going to laugh regardless.
Mm-hmm.
But when they're laughing their asses off, hearing about Aaron Rodgers signing with the Steelers, the fact that you are laughing your ass off, or at least not right now, because I'm almost certain behind the scenes, you were probably just busting up a gut.
I'm shaking my head harder than Michael J. Fox.
I am shaking my head harder, honestly, than Chappelle's character Tyrone. And if you need more reference to that one, folks, I will pull a Tyrone Biggums clip up just so that way you have reference on it. I was shaking my head more than D'Lo Brown for all my old school peoples in there, myself included. But the fact that Aaron Rodgers has found a way to dominate the media again for the dumbest of reasons. And a week when we have a kick-ass Stanley Cup final, we got a pretty sweet NBA finals.
Mm-hmm.
We got a pretty sweet UFL Conference Championship, 2 sets no less. The games that we really wanted with the potential of the championship we actually want. And on top of that, even a little good golf, a few good horse races, some auto racing. We got all this going on. And yet A.A. Rodgers is what everybody's talking about because they're kind of figuring in their heads, how much up the ass does basically Derrick Henry got to put his foot up the Steelers? Because that's exactly what it looks like. Go ahead.
Did you see the latest news on Derrick Henry?
What's the latest news?
Adam Sandler will cast Ravens Derrick Henry if he rushes for 2,000 yards.
I think Adam Sandler would sit here and cast Derrick Henry just to sit here and go hand in hand with Marshawn Lynch. I feel like it would happen regardless of if he hits 2,000 yards because you get beast mode and the Reverend himself in a movie, guaranteed. It would be epic. It would be good.
Mm-hmm. And also the Ravens don't face the Eagles this year.
That's at least one decent bonus. I mean, when it comes down to it, you got Lamar Jackson, you got Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts, use the tush push when he feels like it, even though he's got a badass who just made the Madden cover, which means the Madden curse may turn out to be real. Great job, Saquon, you dumb son of a bitch. There's a reason why nobody goes on Madden. Ask Christian McCaffrey. Wait. I'm sorry. Christian McCaffrey. He was on the cover last year, right?
Yeah.
Where he at, though? All last season. Where's Christian McCaffrey? Chill on the sidelines, get a good tug from some trainer. A trainer who wasn't female, which probably would have made Christian McCaffrey feel better. I rest assured. I can promise you this. And this is the nicest thing I'll ever say. Saquon gave us some great highlights last season. But holy shit, Saquon. You just screwed yourself up. Oh, hell. Here we go. What do you got for me?
That's what they did at Geno's Steaks in South Philly when they got the cover.
Oh, my God. Are you fucking kidding me?
No.
Are you shitting me? You guys did this?
They did it.
Philly!
That's a tourist trap. I don't go to tourist traps for food.
Philly?
All right, let me rephrase that. Only
Go
at
ahead.
3 o'clock in the morning. But I haven't been down in South Philly at 3 o'clock in the morning in a long time.
But here's like the thing here. Philly, y'all won 2 Super Bowls. I can promise you, if the Rams sat here and did what you guys sat here and did, we probably have more people dead. And this is with all the respect to the student who sat here and lost his life when the Eagles went to the Super Bowl. Didn't even win it yet, just went.
Mm-hmm.
You guys won 2 Super Bowls.
Mm-hmm.
Shut the fuck up. I'm sorry, but you are not the most dominant team in the NFL, no matter how much you feel like you are. The way the NFC East is right now, you almost like you win the damn thing. But you have to realize there is literally 3 other divisions that are coming to whoop that trick. I know you guys got high hopes. You guys got as much high hopes as Cowboys fans have every single year. When literally the one person we expected to say this was our year said it was our year. Tucker, you Scooter. But Joe Quills is a realist. Hell, our other Joe is a realist. And the fact is that he knew for a fact that Green Bay was not going to do much of anything. They were going to sit here and try to do the best in their division. But no. This is why I literally dead set on making resurrecting a potential schedule pick. Reese and I did this a few years ago. And we're going to do it again. Or at least I'm going to do it again. When we go through every single team in a specific division, that's 8 glorious episodes that we're going to sit here. We're going through all single one of these divisions. We're going to sit here. We're going to pick how many they're going to win, how many they're going to lose. I can almost guarantee you there is some teams on Philly's list that they might want to start keeping an eye on very closely. One of those teams, I believe, happens to be my boys, the Los Angeles Rams. Another one that may give them a little bit of problems, depending on which version of Saquon actually shows up. If he isn't hurt by then, looking at you, CMC. I never thought I had to say it, but it's probably the Cowboys. I like to say I'm not sorry, but Dak just became a dad for the second time, so he's feeling beautiful right now. Plus, he just got a new target in George Pickens for literally nothing but peanuts if you ask him about it, which is accurate. But what gets me the most is that I used to call Philly the blue-collar team. They were the guys who got dirty, who would get dirty. Now they're not getting dirty. Now they're just playing it soft. They are, but that's neither here nor there. Or actually, no, it is here and there. Because the tush push wouldn't make a lick of difference because you got the best running back in the NFC in your backfield. And you choose to sit here and let Jalen with his pretty face and his glamour shots poses sit here and actually be that guy? Nah. I can't do it. I couldn't do it to save my fucking life. But I will say this much. I'm more looking forward to seeing how many Steelers fans are going to actually make the flip, make that switch, legitimately make that switch to flying with the Eagles. Because the fact that they pissed them off not once but twice in a single week, I actually feel bad for Schittsburg. And that's scary. I feel bad for Schittsburg. I do. Because this is the same squad that made it to that point where they were so good and so nasty that it was almost guaranteed that they were going to sit here and actually make that little climb back up to the top.
Mm-hmm.
There were people that were literally comparing the Steelers to that Rams of last season. There were people comparing the Steelers to the Lions of last season. There were people comparing the Steelers to the Eagles of last season. But they're supposed to sit here and get it all together in one season? You give Russell Wilson one shot, you give Justin Fields one shot, they don't work. Nope, we're just going to kick him to the curb and bring in Aaron Rodgers because he's the guru of everything. Aaron Rodgers, let me just make this clear. Aaron Rodgers doesn't know shit. Aaron Rodgers is a bitch-made ayahuasca jagoff who made to this point where he was great for one Super Bowl. One! Just like Russell Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
Just like Pat Mahomes. Good for one Super Bowl. Because the rest of Super Bowls, that was Kelsey. That was a defense.
Mm-hmm.
That was him. Hell, Matthew Stafford. One Super Bowl. Kurt Warner. One Super Bowl. Hell, Nick Foles. One Super Bowl. That's it. But yet, they believe that this bootleg Ben Roethlisberger, which is exactly what I'm going to call him this season, along with a couple of other nice little adjectives, is the answer to their prayers? He's an Eagles guy. I'm a Rams guy. Even we can't figure out what the hell are they drinking and smoking in Schittsburg. This is one time I would love for a Steelers fan to just come and step up to the plate and just be able to we don't know either. I want them to be able to say that just only because of the fact I want them to be able to sit here and say, are y'all are your guys that stupid?
Yes, they are.
And I feel like they are. I'll be honest. I feel like they are that damn stupid.
And on top of that, you got a quarterback who may not mesh well with Arthur Smith's offense.
The fact is that I don't see any good thing out of Schittsburg actually getting what they wanted. I don't think Schittsburg won this battle. This was probably one of those things of where they probably sat here and screwed the pooch so badly that that when your fan base is turning against you, when they're turning against you, that should tell you all you need to know right there. Because the Cowboys have felt it, the Raiders have felt it, the Eagles have felt it, the Rams have felt it. Hell, the Broncos have felt it. And yet, those who do not learn from history are doomed to repeat it. I believe it's the old adage.
Yep.
And from where I'm standing here, if the Steelers think they're going to make any noise this season with the ayahuasca asshat as your quarterback, you'll make some noise for about the first 5 minutes of a football game where his ass is on the field. Because the fact is that you may show up to all the training camps, finally. It's only because of the fact that your Netflix documentary sat here and wrapped up and you actually had time. Let's be realistic. Let's keep it a buck. But the fact here is that if you believe beyond a shadow of a doubt that Aaron Rodgers is the Lord and Savior of the Schittsburg Steelers, you are fucking fooling yourself. And I have no problem sitting here dropping these bombs, these F-bombs on here, because quite frankly, they need to be dropped. ESPN ain't going to drop it. Fox Sports ain't going to drop it. Hell, I would be realistic. I work for Bleacher Brothers, and they don't even got the balls to drop it. But I'll drop it. Aaron Rodgers is going to be the biggest hemorrhoid in the Steelers clubhouse, the Steelers franchise, the Steelers history. You took a guy who got passed around like a Kardashian and a Mandingo party. And you think that he's going to make a difference for you? Who? This is about as bad of an idea as WWE getting rid of R-Truth. Oh, y'all think y'all was out of the woods? Let's be realistic. This man may not be a wrestling fan. Depends on the week. Rocket Reese and I, we're wrestling fans. We're still trying to get AJ to try to get in on the wrestling fold, but apparently he feels some jagoff in Florida thinks that basically it's wrong to like wrestling, and somebody should slap the piss out of that guy. You know who I'm talking about. I know who I'm talking about. But when it comes down to it, simply put, is this.
I'm taking my shoes off.
To try to swerve, literally, over to another topic. It got announced earlier this week that WWE has agreed to the terms with the release of Ron the Truth killings. Now, you may not openly admit you're a wrestling fan, but you know the name R-Truth.
Mm-hmm.
You know exactly how entertaining this sumbitch has been.
Mm-hmm.
Please, I'm gonna let you go ahead and try to figure this out, because not only was it R-Truth, apparently Carlito is slated to be released, and also I believe a few NXT superstars are slated to be released. One of those happens to be the artist formerly known as Cora Jade. I've watched all three of them actually sit here and actually bring this new side of their careers in this new window of opportunity known as NXT. And I'm just trying to figure out in my head, who is the dumb son of a bitch who actually thought that R-Truth wasn't worth the money? And then I hear that they're trying to get their biggest cash cow to take a pay cut to stay in WWE. And that cash cow will happen to be Roman Reigns.
Mm-hmm.
And you know that name. Everybody knows that name. If you don't, watch Hobbs and Shaw. If you're not a wrestling fan, all you gotta do is just realize, simply put, we throw up them ones. We throw up them ones. But imagine how bad this would be. You lose Cora Jade, Carlito, R-Truth, and possibly Roman Reigns, and AEW is knocking.
Mm-hmm.
AEW is hit its best moment. Because let's be honest. That last pay-per-view, it actually got lit. I loved Anarchy in the Arena. Double or Nothing was the shit. And they got All Out. Oh, I'm sorry, All In coming up in just a few weeks. And what does WWE do in its stead? They start scheduling WWE programming around that. AEW fans know exactly what WWE fans are doing. And the fact is that even in AEW, we also say, Hulk Hogan, we coming for you. Hulk Hogan, we coming for you. We say that there too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be a fan of both companies. But the fact that you actually have the temerity to actually sit here and set up shows around AEW's All In, ironically enough, in Arlington, Texas. That shows how petty and pathetic that you guys truly are, and you can tell Paul I said it, I don't care. You sit here and you let R-Truth walk, knowing full well that he was probably your biggest cash draw of the entire year of 2024, and at least the first half of 2025, and you do something this stupid. I've never actually sat here and made it to a point where I actually advocated for a wrestler other than myself and a few others. But the fact that you let R-Truth sit here and walk, this is the same guy. This guy right here. Same guy who sat here and actually called out TNA when they actually sat here and fired Bobby Lashley back in 2008. I'm that guy.
Mm-hmm.
And Beach Bros actually has a video for it in case y'all want to watch. In any event, you want to sit here and tell the fans that they're not allowed to wear, they're not allowed to chant "We want truth," not allowed to wear the Ron Cena shirt that he wore on Saturday night's main event, his last legit televised performance, because nobody was watching SmackDown at that point. But you say that they're not allowed to sit here and wear this stuff, that you just go yank it off the shelves? Joe, I'm going to let you be Negro for 10 seconds. Because I want you to look this camera straight in its eyes and say what's going on in my head. I want you to channel your inner Key and Peele. I want you to just say the one word that I've wanted to sit here and say to WWE since I found out about R-Truth's departure. I want you to look them straight in the windows of their soul. I want you to say,
I'm not saying the word. You can say it.
I got you. Thank you for that. I said, bitch. How the hell are you guys going to sit here and try to make that point where you say you're not worried about AEW, but yet you surround your talent? You just debuted Mariah May back at SC just literally a couple of nights ago. If I'm mistaken, you just brought in a couple of bodies from AEW. On top of that, you go sit here and tell the fans, tell the fans it's all about them. But then you sit here and say they're not allowed to wear Ron Cena shirts. They're not allowed to sit here and say we want R-Truth. You can't sit here and tell the fans that they're not allowed to have what they want. But you did. So while Joe is the angel of this group, as you can tell by the wardrobe, I apparently am the devil. According to my wardrobe. I have no problem with that. But I will say this much. The very fact that WWE actually had the balls to actually sit here and tell people that they're not allowed to sit here and voice their opinions on any of their shows. You stupid motherfuckers. Have y'all sat here and learned anything from the last 5, 6, 7 years? Because I'm almost certain I pretty much have. And I don't even work for the company. Yes, I've been demanding them to cut a damn check for half the story ideas they took it for myself and Rocket Reese when we do Collision Course.
Mm-hmm.
But holy hell, this is no different. This is exactly what it comes down to. This is what it boils down to when it comes to these guys. They're the first ones to flag everything that we do. Any WWE thing we do, they're quick to flag it. But when we want something badly enough, they won't deliver. We want R-Truth back. Instead, they give us John Cena. And probably the best portion, the tail end of his career, and still one of the best moments that I've sat here and been able to witness. I'm glad to be a part of it because I was around for it for the beginning. I'm around for it for the end. Holy shit, I feel old. Hell, this guy has more hair than I do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if I'm actually happy about that, but I digress. What I can't figure out in my head, though, is there's so many entities out there that are just finding new and exciting ways to piss us off. The problem is, Joe, am I the only show on Bleacher Brothers Sports Network that actually gives people a chance to just let it rip?
I guess so.
I mean, I'm sorry. Let it rip, uncut, uncensored, unplugged. Let it all out to the cows come home. Am I?
Well,
I'm just getting by. I mean, I've watched the product.
Well,
I saw what you did.
I do have a new backdrop for when I decide to go on a rant. And I think if you saw my Facebook page, my cover page, I have a new backdrop that I'm gonna have for my streams. I might as well just show it to you now.
I'm actually pulling it up right now just because you said here and mentioned it.
Here you go. I'll show it.
Okay, you got it? All right. Let's see what we got here. That's actually the most accurate thing. Because isn't that how you and me pretty much started anyway?
Mm-hmm.
Guys, I think you actually sent this. Was this the first one you sent to me? It was like beware of Joe, and I think I kind of said it's like beware of the asshole.
Well, I found out the other day on Facebook. I was just sitting there while I'm working. I'm scrolling between calls, trying to keep my mind off the people screaming at me all day. I'm looking. I'm like, oh shit, I gotta keep that one.
Best way to get people to stop screaming at you? Tell them to shut the fuck up.
I'm
sorry. I'm sorry. We're probably not going to get monetized for this one. Oh well, don't care. My biggest thing has been I built my brand on being uncut, uncensored. People can come in and say whatever they want. They can do whatever the hell they want. As long as it's within reason. When I say within reason, I mean put a damn towel on, for the love of God. That is at least a suitable 50-50 split. Come in and say whatever the hell you want, but put a damn towel on. Last thing I need is that new douchebag popping up in here like he did, I think it was a couple of weeks ago. And I'm talking to the TikTok guy, and he knows who he is. But we're kind of getting off course. So let's sit here and pick that mind of yours. Pacers have sat here in one game one. The Thunder obviously got their backs against the wall. Who's taking game two?
I think the Thunder win that by double digits easy.
We would have probably thought this, except for the fact that, and I'm saying this with every ounce of respect that I have for both teams. The Thunder have their backs against the wall because of the fact that they had that game one win, and then they blew it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not going to go back into the era of, Kemp versus Jordan, Sonics Bulls in the NBA Finals. I mean, but it kind of was similar to it. For the fact that the guy who people thought was a bust, even the moron who, some reason, still has a job at ESPN, I'm talking about Mel Kiper, thought that basically Halliburton was a bust. Traded to another team, boom. Finds his footing, boom. He becomes that guy. And people still running their mouths about it.
Well, the Sixers could have had Tyrese Halliburton a few years ago.
True.
They didn't want to do the deal.
I kind of feel like at this very juncture, Halliburton has a lot to prove. I feel like, honestly, both teams have a lot to prove because this is an NBA Finals that nobody saw coming. Everybody expected to see Oklahoma City Thunder in this thing, without question. Everybody expected to see the Lakers in this thing, and that didn't happen. They expected Cleveland. Cleveland gets chokes. Boston chokes. The Pacers are that team of destiny. I feel like they have earned this moment. And they're the ultimate underdogs in this very, very situation. You got the ultimate opportunists in Oklahoma City, and you got the ultimate underdogs in the form of the Indiana Pacers. I'm always going to go underdog no matter what the situation calls for. So I feel like the Pacers will win this series, but I feel like as far as game two goes, I feel like Oklahoma City will probably be able to bounce back, even the series up before it goes to Indiana. But that momentum probably not in much in Thunder's favor as it was in the Western Conference Finals with Minnesota. I don't feel like it would be. But
Yeah,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that they've blown so many teams out this year. I think this is a rare situation where it was like, oh crap, they're not giving up. They're not quitting.
And that's why I feel like this is probably going to be the series that I think it's a series everybody should pay attention to because, quite frankly, it's a series that was necessary, a series that was needed to happen. And good God Almighty, we're finally going to get it. Which brings us to game two, which unfortunately is actually going on right now. Game two of the Stanley Cup final right now. Panthers are up 4-3 on the Oilers with about 3.5 left in the second period. Who takes this one?
I got Edmonton in 6.
Truthfully be told, I'm actually in agreement on you. I feel like Edmonton's been getting the short end of the stick almost as much as the St. Louis Battlehawks have been getting the short end of the stick. They've been right there and just haven't been able to sit here and get the job done. I like the Oilers in this one. I hope the Oilers win this one because as much as I love the Panthers, don't get me wrong, I love the Florida Panthers. But I like Edmonton. I feel like Edmonton is basically as blue collar as you could ask for. And Florida basically is more, I think of Florida, I think of Viagra, Golden Years, Geritol, Rogaine, golf clubs.
And I made a little money off of the game tonight too.
See, I love how this thing goes together. It's just unreal. See, why I called them the golden ticket, folks? This is why I call them the golden ticket. Now, I know you haven't watched as much as you would like to, but let's talk this weekend. Now, this weekend's a big deal. Yes, we have the College World Series going, the Women's College World Series going on. We can probably hit those up probably sometime either the afternoons. But I want to get your thoughts on the USFL and the XFL Conference Championship games. And the reason being, well, probably has a lot to do with the fact that this is what's on everybody's mind, or everybody's mind that actually sits there and watches football. And I say this because of the fact that I'm that person. So here's what the lineup looks like as far as this goes. Out of USFL Conference Championship game, we'll have the Michigan Panthers, losers of 2 or 3 straight, against the Birmingham Stallions, who managed to bounce themselves back in epic fashion, beating the brakes off of Memphis in their final game of the season, and will be hosting this game in Birmingham at Progressive Stadium. Who you have? Who do you feel like has the edge? Stallions are trying to make history as they go for their 4th straight championship between the USFL and the UFL. Won the UFL championship last year. Stallions pretty much have been that team to beat out of this conference. Do you feel like the Panthers have actually made it to that point where now it's a big damn deal? Bryce Perkins will be starting this game for the Panthers. Stallions will be having their squad as well. But who do you feel like is going to be the team that's ready to beat the brakes off of one another?
Well, they did beat Michigan 2 weeks ago.
True.
And if that matchup was week 5 in Birmingham, week 4, week 3, something like that, I'd be like, yeah, that doesn't matter. I think even though that was a 4-point win.
Yep.
You gotta say, you know what? I like I like Birmingham there, but I'm going to pick Birmingham, but I wouldn't be surprised if Michigan pulls off the upset here because Birmingham hasn't been the Birmingham in the last couple of years. Because didn't they go almost undefeated last year?
They almost did, and then I believe they actually lost to Michigan last year.
San Antonio.
Was it San Antonio?
Yeah, week 9. Then they beat Michigan in week 10. They beat Michigan again in the playoffs, and then they shut out San Antonio in the championship game.
So if you were a betting man, and apparently ESPN and ABC and Fox have been about the bets in this one, who do you feel like what are you actually betting? Are you betting on? Are you doing the over under for Birmingham? I'm gonna see if I can try to pull that up too.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up too. This is what happens when you have all these sports books.
I don't know. It makes perfect sense.
Because I have, let me find it here. Football, UFL. There we go. Michigan's a 1.5 favorite, so that tells me
Sounds like a gift.
If Michigan, if Birmingham's getting 3 points as a favorite, just like they do in the NFL, for example, you're telling me Michigan's a 1.5 better team?
So here's my thoughts on this one, and it's probably the nicest way I'm gonna put it. I think people are actually tired. I think people are tired of seeing Birmingham in the championship, and maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. Maybe basically this is all they have to show, have to smile, have to sit and smile about because of the fact that it's Birmingham, because it's Alabama, because they think about Birmingham, they think about Roll Tide, and maybe they're thinking about Nick Saban. Trust me when I say this. Nick Saban is not going to come out of retirement from some rabbit hole that he's stuck in and sit here and coach the Stallions. It's not going to happen. I think Skip Holtz has done a phenomenal job sitting here getting this team exactly where they need to be. And I feel like basically bringing in Nick Saban would basically sit here and be like bringing Nick Saban in to coach the Dolphins. It's an asinine theory to go with.
Mm-hmm.
But do I feel like Michigan may have their number? They've come close twice. They've come close so many times this season, and yet for some reason it just has not worked out well for them. I feel like Birmingham will skate past this. I feel like that Michigan will cover the spread. I feel like this will probably be maybe a 3 to 8 point victory for the Stallions. I feel like these guys are just going to just do whatever it takes. The Stallions want to be able to make that history. And the fact is that they already know that they have. But the fact is that they're facing a different kind of animal on the other side of that spectrum, which brings us to probably the most highly anticipated XFL Conference Championship game. DC Defenders, St. Louis Battlehawks. Both teams split the season series as the Defenders took them out in their yard at the beginning of the season. The Battlehawks sat here and got the big win last week with the torrential downpour. No rain is going to stop them this time around. Of course, Jordan Ta'amu will be back under center at quarterback, as well as Matt Dugan. So when I look at this game, I'm thinking of how much last year's XFL Championship game actually rings into my head. The fact that the San Antonio Brahmas, who did not make the playoffs this year, practically sat here and went in there and just beat the brakes off the Battlehawks and didn't even bother showing up for the championship game the following week and let the Stallions practically shut them out. I don't see that happening in this one. I feel like it's going to be a little bit cleaner, a little bit drier than it was last season. So now that brings up the big question there. You've seen the Defenders. You've seen the Battlehawks. Who are you taking?
I'm going to take St. Louis in this one. I
Really?
just think that playing at home, knowing what happened last year, they're not going to let it happen again.
I can't lie about it. This is my hometown. I'm gonna be a hometown guy. I said this last season when Reese and I were sitting here having to discuss this one on the No Filter Network, of how I literally could not feel any better than knowing full well that my Battlehawks were going to have a chance to go to the UFL Championship game, and the fact that we didn't get that chance because of San Antonio, it's actually pissed me off to shades of fury. Anybody who needs to look at that video, it is on the No Filter Network. It is also, I believe, available on YouTube as well and on my personal Facebook page. But I can tell you this right now. There was no better, more angrier moment. And I think I was probably more pissed off at the fact that the Battlehawks let this one slip out of their hands than I was about the fact that it just didn't happen the way it was supposed to happen. And I say this with every due respect. I hate failure almost as much as Anthony Becht hates failure. And he has this team on a hot streak. We're talking about 8 straight wins. 8 wins this season for the first time in franchise history and 6 straight wins to close out the season. His team has been on a tear. They have proven that they can do it even if their top guys aren't on the field. They proved it last week with DC. In the rain, in the storm, in the beer snake. Do not be surprised. The beer snake will most likely make its appearance tomorrow in the Dome. I can almost guarantee it will, because this is the championship game. But this is a big moment for St. Louis. A win tomorrow will put them in the driver's seat for probably the biggest game they've been waiting for. They've been scratching, and clawing for. This is a team that has been right there. If you don't believe me, ask my boys in Seattle. Hell, ask the boys in Arlington. Ask my homies in DC. They know that St. Louis has been right there, and now they have the moment. They have the moment to be able to win this damn thing and actually go and defend their yard. You got the UFL Conference Championship. You got the UFL Championship game actually going down in the Dome on Father's Day weekend, and I could not ask for a better feeling than knowing full well that the Bellhawks had to literally drill into their heads. They're the team of destiny, kind of like the Indiana Pacers, kind of like the Edmonton Oilers. Hell, kind of like old school Tiger Woods.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Philadelphia Eagles from last year.
Mm-hmm.
Team of destiny. I get it. DC is good. No, I'm not going to take anything away from these guys in any way, shape, or form. Jordan Ta'amu, former Bellhawks quarterback. There's a reason why most of us were pissed off that he actually signed with the Defenders. We were not happy about it. He also happens to be a former Kansas City Chief, so he has a couple of Super Bowl rings to basically roll with the punches. But here's the bottom line. This is the moment. On a personal level, I need something to smile about and something to be happy about in my life. I need it. On a professional level, DC's my dudes, but I am not going to feel bad about watching them punch them in the mouth every single chance they get. A stingier defense than last season. A more unpredictable offense, because I'm almost certain that DC did not expect Matt Duggan to play the way that Manny Wilkins did in the first round when they actually hurt him and tore his Achilles and sent him on the sidelines for the year. Now, I'm pretty sure DC did not expect Matt Duggan to sit here and be that guy. And plus, you got quite arguably the greatest wide receiver in the UFL in Hakeem Butler. Man who's 6 foot tall and dunk a ball and catch it at the same time. No way anybody was expecting that. I like the Battlehawks to win this thing tomorrow night. I like Battlehawks versus Stallions for the UFL championship. If Michigan or DC pulls it off, hey, I'm not going to hate that because it's still going to be a good game. DC hasn't been to a championship game since they got stunned by the Arlington Renegades in the XFL championship game when the two leagues were split.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact is that Michigan has been clamoring, chomping at the bit, because they knew for a fact their Achilles heel happens to be the Birmingham Stallions, and there ain't nothing that's in there knocking them for that. I can't feel bad for either one of them right now, but I can tell you this one. I can tell you this flat out. There's a lot of things that basically are going to go to mind on this one. In fact, I actually pulled up something that actually threw me off a little bit. And I'm going to see if you can actually remember this one. Let me go see if I can do this just right. Somebody posted up a video a few days ago that actually got my attention. I'm going to see if you actually can remember this guy too. And yes, we are definitely doing this.
Who here remembers Rodrigo Blankenship? And if you're unfamiliar, he was this goofy dude with glasses and Lego sets and all that stuff, and he kicked for Georgia in college and made some massive kicks under the biggest pressure imaginable. And eventually he found himself in Indianapolis in his rookie year, and he had an amazing rookie season too, converting on 86% of his field goals. But then Rodrigo got put on IR with a hip injury in week 5 the next season. Yeah, I guess kickers can get hurt too, and he ended up missing the whole year after that. And by the time he came back in 2022, he just wasn't the same player. He missed a game-winning kick in week 1 to end up tying with the Texans, and also was just kicking multiple kickoffs out of bounds, which led to him getting cut a few times by some other teams, and honestly, he's probably never going to come back in the NFL again.
So hearing that, I'm going to ask the question. Do you know who Rodrigo Blankenship is?
Yes, I do.
And do you know who he plays for right now?
No, I do not.
He is the current kicker of the St. Louis Battlehawks and has been Mr. Clutch this entire game. If to say the least, he has been our Jake Bates. And he has been damn good at what he's done. So the guy who basically made that video, I actually was hoping that maybe I could try to pin at him about something that he had said. But Rodrigo Blankenship most likely it's going to be the NFL here because this is an NFL that brought back Doink the Clown Cody Parkey, brought back Cairo Santos, brought back Nick Folk. I mean, if we're bringing back old heads who botch kits like there's no day tomorrow, we brought back Zane Gonzalez, who screwed his team over not once, not twice, but 3 times in one game.
Mm-hmm.
It was reverse Al Bundy. So Rodrigo Blankenship, I feel like it's going to be back in the NFL. Contrary to what this guy believed. I wanted to play that specifically because I wanted Rodrigo to be able to have that mentality in his head about what is coming up next. About the fact that tomorrow he has a chance to do something big and
Sunday.
nasty and hard.
Sunday.
Yeah. Son of a bitch. You mean tomorrow game and what? I took tomorrow off? Damn it!
Well, you get to watch at Belmont.
Really? I need the Miz in this one. Really? Really? Really?
Well, if you watch Also Eligible tomorrow morning or watch it on your free time, I may give out a nice winner in the Belmont tomorrow evening.
You know, I might do that just on principle because of the fact that I don't get the chance to sit here and actually play them the way that everybody else plays it. I don't. I'll tell you right now. I'm looking forward to it only because of the fact that if I happen to live on the East Coast, it'll be a whole other story. A lot of people have been wanting me to move to the East Coast. I haven't found a reason why. Well, I did find a reason why. I just can't move there for that reason. Well, 2 reasons. The one I won't mention, and the second is because of the fact, do you realize how many bars I get kicked out just for talking shit to you? And we're not even going to go into Reese. Reese will come back to Philly just so he can talk shit to me.
I'm thinking you get kicked out of everyone in my neighborhood.
Hey, just because I happen to be basically the best looking 40-fucking-year-old that's in the damn place, I can't help that. I can't help the housewives basically want to sit here and actually sit here and just ride and just ride this donkey. And it's not my damn fault. Okay, yeah, that was probably a little bit over, but it's Philly. Who the fuck? What the fuck do I care?
Yeah.
But you mentioning some shows you have coming up. So, what you got coming up, Joe? Because I know you've been thinking about putting yours back on, but it's been you kind of put it on a back burner for a bit. So, what do you have coming?
We got the Belmont tomorrow, which is the final leg of the Triple Crown. And I will be looking over that race and a couple more races at Saratoga. I might even crack out the Carly Simon because, went to Saratoga and my horse obviously won. That line from You're So Vain.
Yeah, I was literally about to say, who was feeling vain?
So I might have to crack that tomorrow morning. We're going to look at a couple additional races. Got a hard out for 11:15 because I start work at 11:30 on tomorrow. I'll be watching those races from home. We're even going to do a live handicapping of the first race at Saratoga because the first race is at 10:45 in the morning.
There's probably a good chance I might make an appearance. I don't know. Maybe send me like the link. I might jump in on it.
Then Monday, we'll be back with another Joe Quill show. My buddy Mike is here on Monday nights, and we get ourselves into trouble.
Define trouble, because you know who I am.
I think Mike had to sleep on the couch after some of the comments I had on Monday Night Show.
I could probably do worse. Does Mike have a doghouse?
Well, he's got a pretty comfortable backseat of his car.
Mike, you might want to get ready because come Monday, all bets are off, folks. Also, because people have been asking me about it, people I work with, people that I shoot the shits with, people on my TikTok, they've been asking about it. We are doing it 4th of July. We are starting up our breakdown of the divisions, and I'm gonna just be honest. I don't know if it's gonna be Joe, Rocket Reese, or Don Juan. One of them will be at least joining me, or none of them will be joining me. Depends on how it feels. Plus, depends on how loud it's gonna be on the East Coast as well as the West Coast, because we like to blow shit up.
Mm-hmm.
Put it as nice as possible. July 4th, we are starting with, and just to make it nice, because that way it's gonna get loud. I'm gonna start with the AFC East. Just on principle, we'll start with the AFC East, and just to make it interesting, we're going to actually bring back an old favorites, because in the final episode of our breakdown of the divisions this year, we're going to do the NFC East. Which means I want every Cowboys fan, every Eagles fan, every Giants fan, every Commanders fan to step up to the plate. Because I want to hear about the comments. I want to hear about the bullshit. I want to hear y'all smack talk like y'all supposed to smack talk. Because honestly, last year was good, but I feel like y'all could do better. And you start out with a clean slate, so I won't give you guys much trouble. I will keep piling up the comments as much as possible. We start the divisions. Start with the AFC East on the 4th of July.
Can I start some shit already for that week?
By all means.
I heard that they had a dust bowl warning in Dallas. Here it turned out one of the janitors cleaned out the trophy case for the first time in 30 years.
I don't think that's a dust warning. That's more of a tornado watch, isn't it?
Well, dust bowl, little dust storm.
Dust bowl warning, because quite frankly, the Cowboys haven't been able to spell. Hell, Cowboys haven't been able to spell trophy. The kids now, the Cowboy generation now can't even spell trophy. They can try. They'll probably say TROFE. That spells trophy. Or they'll treat it like old Stephen King's stand. MOON. That spells trophy.
Mm-hmm.
How bad is it? You know what? I'm actually going to do something crazy. I'm going to try to find a Lombardi trophy, just so that way I can actually have one. So that way they can actually say that's been on a Lombardi trophy. So the fact that basically my son and I actually have had Super Bowl trophies in the past decade speaks volumes. On top of that, we are all about it.
I could get 2 of them and say, look how clean these things are. Whereas Dallas, you go, and the next thing you know, you can't do.
They will be dusty as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Cowboys fans. Like always, we wait. What am I saying here? Oh, you're not in Dallas anymore, nephew. Shut up, you jackass. Anyway,
and just to let the Dallas Cowboys also know, it's not 5-2. It's 5-5. Because contrary to what the Dallas Cowboys believe, the NFL existed before 1967.
Wait. You said 5-2 and 5-5. Are we talking about basically the last stripper that basically sat here and actually got trained? Trained by the Cowboys?
Yeah. But just a reminder, and I mentioned this one day last week. I don't know which show it was on. Actually, I think it was last night. Because I was talking about the Steelers and Chuck Noll and all that. The Eagles won in 48, 49, and 60. Pre-Super Bowl, Dallas doesn't care. But you know what? It's 5-5.
the fact that basically anybody outside of our generation remembers when the last time the Cowboys were actually relevant. So I remember the last time I saw the Cowboys, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, but weren't they getting their ass kicked in the playoffs?
They always do.
Okay, no. Let me say it. Was it your team or my team that beat that ass in that playoffs, or was it the Packers?
It was the Packers last year.
Okay. That's all you need to know. Yes, Cowboys fans, even I will go ham on this shit. That being said, 4th of July, we are definitely sitting here doing this right. I don't think I have anything else. We've hit the NBA Finals, hit the Stanley Cup Final, hit the UFL Conference Championship games this weekend. Hit about Aaron Rodgers being a bitch multiple times because he deserves it. Do you have anything else?
For those that care, Florida's up 4-3 in Edmonton to start a third.
So if you happen to sit here and know a little bit about the Stanley Cup Final, that's what he's talking about. Keep an eye on that because that might actually get good. Might actually get as good as the NBA Finals now. But on behalf of the Philly Maestro, the Philly cheesesteak, according to the ladies, I'm not making that up. That's exactly how they describe him. He is the Philly cheesesteak. On behalf of the Philly cheesesteak, Joe Quills, I am El Capitan, a.k.a. Capitan 48, the captain, Ron Johnson. And if my mini-me happens to catch this one, Daddy loves you, and I'll see you soon. We're out of here. We're going to say goodbye, good night, and tip your waitress on the way out the door. Nephew, take your ass to bed. You got your bloody kids there, and I'm almost certain they're probably making things loud. Joe, thanks for joining me tonight.
You're welcome.
And we will see you guys. We'll just say next week. Same asshole time, same asshole channel. And just for the sake of argument, he'll be here to possibly sit here and keep me as PG as possible.
Well,
maybe.
You can do whatever you want.
I was trying to sit here and like make you like the common denominator. You're supposed to be like you're supposed to zen.
I do drop that bounce every once in a while.
Bullshit and fucking hell. Thank you. Goodbye and good night. We out of here, Mr. Asshole. You're a dick.
You're talking to the Rolex.
Diamond ring work.
Hit stealing. Wheeler dealing. Limousine riding.
Bottles and bitches believe me back in business. And the shit I be smoking is highly recommended. All of my niggas pushing the limit. My high got me over here.
Guys, we got this new wrestler, Trick Williams. We're trying to separate him from his current partner, Carmelo Hayes. And we need a theme song that's really going to deliver and give him that push as a single star. What are we thinking? I brought in my boy to lay down a beat, and I'm just going to let you guys decide the rest. So why don't you drop that beat?
Only man in my family left, just buried my dad and my grandpas are dead. I would call myself a product of the projects I would blare in my head. But I'm much more of a product of my mama being manic, depressed, panic, impressed. Parents planted a pledge in my head that I would see my potential persuade. My potential need a mental scans. Middle school, my record had been covered with assault like a pretzel stand, touring out the rental van. Mama like to stay at home, she only pop out for the sun like a freckle can. My bitch quiet, she a gentle hand. She don't make a sound until she ready for some tea. She a kettle down. I don't fuck fans like I used to, so try to not tell me you a fan to protect the brand. I can make a living off of my own music, but I stay in their mouth to be safe. I'm like a dental dam. Y'all lyrical, your music isn't hot. If you go with words, write a book, maybe it'll pop. All the people y'all compare me to are 10 years older than me. They all getting married or vacationing a lot. This is all the fuck I do. Study from my school, show me things until it swallowed up my youth. Lighting candle, top of tables, bottom of them too. Candles all across the room, felt like we were doing Hanukkah for two. What's new? I was fucking her in LA, was in love with her. Now I'm done with her. I'm about to go on tour. I might buy your ass a ticket just to show the true depiction of a young winner and a superstar that don't fuck with her. Back in seconds before, just stacking written as if it was ammunition for wars. You rappers sitting indoors just to solve a problem. At you, I put chalk around you, a mathematician for sure. Homie brought it in, but he's stashing shit in his shorts. Told him wrap it in a sock, let the cash I hid in my drawers. The best part of being corny, you gotta be to having bitches off fours and $500,000 off tours and having divided floors. Grabbing shit out Ford, packing shit for resorts. Active listener cores, massive interest support. Back up whips I port, sports cars without knowing like half a shit about sports. My bitch wants see fabricating the floor. She keep reaching for the belt like she got a son who hadn't finished his chores. I had